Some people are calling OpenAI's code interpreter GPT-4.5, and I have to agree. The capabilities keep blowing my mind, and it's only been out for 10 days. For today's example, you may have seen these floating around on Twitter where people overlay zoomed images on top of each other and set a delay so it looks like it's an infinity zoom. These type of projects spark a lot of interest in me because they use multiple layers of AI. Today, I'm going to be walking you through the process of creating infinite zoom videos using two powerful AI tools, Midjourney version 5.2 and ChatGPT's new code interpreter. The great thing about code interpreter is that it can recognize files, manipulate them, and even create videos from stills and output them to an MP4 file. Follow along and I'll show you my process. Let's jump right in. Without the use of code interpreter, you would need to use Adobe Premiere or a video editing software to overlay each image back to back and set zoom parameters, then output using an encoder. That can now all be done with a simple text prompt as of last week when OpenAI announced a beta function called code interpreter. We're going to start this process inside of Midjourney on Discord. If you want me to create a video on how to design beautiful Midjourney images, leave a comment below. Once inside Midjourney, we need to start creating our images. Make sure that you use the same zoom factor for each image. For example, if you use a zoom of 2, you need to make sure every image is 2x. In my opinion, you want at least 5 images for this to look good. In order to bypass the one file upload limit set by Sam Altman and the gang at OpenAI, we will need to zip them into a folder. For this, just right-click your folder and click Send To, then click Compress Zip Folder. For my example, I already have my images in a zip folder, so let's move on to the next step. For step 2, let's open up GPT-4 and go to Settings. Find Beta function and toggle on the code interpreter. This is an important setting as it normally will be toggled off. I'm assuming they want to keep it toggled off due to the large compute it must require compared to previous versions. This is because now we will have 10 to 15 completed prompts per one user input, instead of the one input to one output on previous versions. This is a huge leap in technology because now it's outputting an answer for you, then checking it, running it in Python, analyzing its work, making adjustments where needed, and then giving you a finished product. You could almost say it's performing a critical thinking framework. For the next step, let's go ahead and drag the zip folder into GPT. Now, the prompt we are going to use goes something like this. Each image should appear for 1 second in the video. The video should have a zoom out effect where each image starts at 50% zoom and gradually zooms out to the full image over the course of 1 second. The images are named in the order they should appear in the video. Remember, the images are created using a generation that zooms out and produces the next image while still containing the first image. Let the project goal be a slow, infinite zoom out. Please extract the images from the zip file, create the video, and download the resulting MP4 file. You may adjust what parts you want for your own style and effect. I'll make sure to leave it in the description below so you can copy and paste and adjust. Another useful feature of GPT-4 is to be able to put the image back in and have it analyzed like you can do with Midjourney and describe. Here's what it came up with, and I was very impressed at its analysis. It actually took pictures of each frame and laid out a plan for moving forward.